Good morning, good evening, and good night. And welcome to another episode of a Good Wrestling Podcast. My name is Jamal Good. I am your host. I cannot do it by myself, and we're going to start talking over here. Never mind. Hold on 1 second. Why does it say that the video is private? Well, anyway, I'm your host, Jamal Good. I can't do it by myself. I'm joined today by Chris. Chris, welcome to the show.
What up, everybody?
We are live from the 215 live from Canfield this week. Welcome back.
I thought you was about to say the 215. I'm about to say that's.
I was about to say I'm not. What the hell it is? Just rhymed. Was that the 21207? There we go.
Yeah.
Taking it back. I just lost all my notes. God damn.
Fourth wall has been taken down.
I hit the wrong goddamn button. But anyway, let's talk about this. So the first topic I want to talk about, of course, we had good wrestling all week, every week, everything going on. But there's supposed to be a punching back of, if you will, of the bloodline in the storyline. So they're not going to force feed us that for a couple months. Roman's taking off, and you got Jay, Jimmy, one of them damn twins. It's not going to be on the show. So they're gonna reel that back. What are your thoughts on that, Chris?
I mean, I go back to, what was it? Was it WrestleMania, or was it WrestleMania, or was it the pay-per-view before WrestleMania when Roman said, "We're just scratching the surface with this"? Right. This is something they're going to play out as long as they can, and I think you'll probably see Jay come back. It would not shock me, like around maybe Royal Rumble.
Okay, you gonna push it back that far?
I mean,
I was thinking more of the of closest Survivor Series. I would like to be Payback, but it's not gonna be there.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be Jimmy versus Jay at Payback, but that's not the case. So is it Jimmy versus Roman at Payback then? Or Jimmy versus Solo?
Yeah, because the match right now, even though in a group chat I put out a video where The Rock was talking about being in Philly next year. The match to me is Jimmy versus Jay. That's the match I want to see. They talked about doing this for a long time and never had the opportunity. This is the perfect time to do it.
But based on what Jay said, he said, "I'm out of the WWE, deuces, ooses." I know he's not doing a Naomi. I know that, but they're not. First
off, they're not gonna let no Samoans go. Period. Period. That is not a thing that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, I think that relationship is covered in blood. I think that was a blood covenant between the McMahons and the Samoan family. I think that's never going to be a broken bond.
Money forever, yo. Yeah, I mean, but now all the memes went up. Which one is leaving? Jimmy?
Jay.
All the memes of Jay going to AEW. That's not happening, people. If you think that, you are not a wrestling fan, and I'll say it now on the show. You are stupid. Period. There's no way around it.
Yeah, it's not even in their it's not even in their nature to quit. Like they're still going to be tied to the McMahon. I mean, you really have to do something stupid to not be a part of the McMahon family.
You take this back to the late 90s. Yes, that could be something that, hey, I'm gonna let Jay go over to WCW and do an invasion gimmick and then ruin the whole company. That sounds perfect. With Hogan.
You're saying Jay? You're saying that Jay Uso's is going to be going to be a Vince Russo for AEW. He's a mole.
Dude. Bringing up that topic, I brought that in the group chat as well. Rick Steiner said that he thinks that Vince Russo was a plant by Vince to destroy the WCW.
Well, here's what I'll say to that. Have you watched any of the Dark Side of the Ring? Did you watch that, the Bash of the Beach?
No.
So what I'll say is watching that video, and I think Vince knew that Russo was smelling himself.
So are we talking about Bash at the Beach where Hogan and Jarrett fought? Or
yeah, they told the story behind that.
Okay.
So Vince Russo, how Russo came to WCW is because Russo came to Vince. He said, hey, my wife wants to be closer to family, and I want to be home, this. And Vince said, you make enough money, why don't you get a nanny or a babysitter? And Russo claims that set him off. And then after that, he left WWE, and then that's when he was at WCW. But they said that whole angle where Hogan took the belt from Jarrett is something that they actually concocted. It's just that Russo kind of went into business for himself, cutting that promo that night.
Okay.
And that's where Hogan got upset and tried to file that lawsuit. And they were saying, hey, you can't sue Vince Russo because he was going after Hulk Hogan, not Terry Bollea. But Hulk Hogan or Terry Bollea ended up settling with Time Warner for like a seven-figure settlement. And when you listen to some of the wrestlers, even Lance Storm, he was like, I would rather do business with Eric Bischoff than Russo. The problem with Russo is that Russo thought he was greater than what he really was. Mm-hmm. And he was in it for the shock value versus like really telling stories. He was just trying to have shock TV. And that's why WCW did not work when he went over there, is because people weren't paying attention to it. Now, granted, I understood that they were trying to push the new talent, but you have to do it in waves. You just can't come out and force everybody out. But yeah, they talked about it because Russo's like, when we met in the room with all the writers, everybody said, if we can put the title on somebody in the company, who would it be? And unanimously, everybody said Booker T. So the thing that was supposed to happen was Hogan was supposed to lose to Jarrett. And then what would happen is that Jarrett would go ahead and then lose it to Booker T eventually at another pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. But Hogan pulled his creative card and said that night, he pulled a Vince move. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. Because Vince was like, I made it so that Hulk was like a monster that night. But they were like, no. So eventually the belt was going to get put on Booker T, mm-hmm. but it escalated that night. So then they came back that evening right before the show and said, all right, we're going to make it look like Hulk used his creative control. He took the belt and ran. And then because Hogan took the belt, we were going to have a tournament to then find out who would be the new champion. And then that's how Booker T would get the belt. So there's all these different angles on it. But I say all that to say that Vince Russo, I think he just thinks he's greater than what he actually was. And I think he feels that he was the puppet master of WWE, and he wasn't. it was Vince. It was Vincent Kennedy McMahon at the end of the day who's an approved yay or nay all the stories. So I think Vince was like, I know he's going to go down there, goof it up because he thinks he's great, and I'll just wait.
See, I think, and I think that's what he did, and that's why we lost WCW. But I do think I can't stand when I'm not a wrestler. I just like to watch wrestling. I'm very entertained by it. I don't like that people don't they don't think about the business itself. They think about themselves. And you, as Hulk Hogan, make too much goddamn money to not think about the business, just think about yourself. You know what I mean? That's the part in the story you were just telling me that annoyed me. We already know that Booker T is going to get a championship. Cool, said, done. Why can't you afford to drop it? If you a beast and you're not, your character, your namesake is not affected by it, why do you then still continue to have the championship? Why do you have to think that you're the face? And your era is gone.
And,
you know what I mean?
And this is why I will always put Flair over Hogan.
Yes.
Hogan did draw a lot of money, but Ric Flair was about the business. Regardless if he was the champion or not, Flair was going to put on a show. Even when this guy got pushed down the card, Ric Flair he was angry when Bischoff took over the company, but this man still went out, did his business, and didn't pull any cards or anything like that. Flair was a business guy. Hogan was, once he tasted that's what he got in WWF, it was over.
It's going to be the Prince versus Michael analogy. That's what it is. You know what I mean? You got one that's an entertainer, and then you got one that's an artist. You know what I mean? That's that.
Wow.
Hulk Hogan was a face of wrestling for a while, but Ric Flair was the definition of professional wrestling. You know what I mean? So that's. Oh, he was born in Augusta, Georgia. Interesting. Wow. Hulk Hogan. I was trying to see how many title rank, because I know they didn't give him.
No, Hogan has never held a lot of titles. He just had that long reign. I think Hogan's probably held the world title under 10 times. I'm thinking maybe 6 to 8 between the two wrestling companies.
12.
He's held 12.
6-time WCW, 6-time WWE, 1 tag team. That's it. I mean, if you don't count the NWA Southeastern Heavyweight Championship.
So that must have been when he was in the territory.
That's not going to be. I'm not counting that as a NW, because he's never held the NWA.
Yeah, and let's be honest, the WCW thing, that NWO crap boosted his reigns. So yeah. I don't. I'm just gonna say this as a true wrestling fan. I'm only going to count what happened in WWF.
No, I see. I acknowledge the WCW reigns. The championship, and to go to your point from earlier, just to revert back real quick, with Ric Flair. Ric Flair took a little dude from Venice Beach and put him on and made him a superstar. And I know that's your favorite wrestler, but Ric Flair made him a superstar.
But you know what I mean? You had to think about it. If you look at NWA, WCW at that time, who was next? Because you got to think Garvin was old, Steamboat was old.
What's the guy who
Barry Windham couldn't really connect? Dustin Rhodes.
The one I was talking about.
Dustin Rhodes really couldn't. No. You had to have who was going to be that top baby face, and Sting had the look, he had the athleticism. I'm not just saying this because he's my favorite wrestler, but when you look at WCW and WWF at that time, there was no one else that could have done it. Just think, it could have been Jim Helwig.
Yeah, that was sheesh. I thought maybe I'm confused. I thought Sting beat Flair in Baltimore.
No, that was Ron Simmons.
No, I thought Sting won the belt in Baltimore off of Flair, the Great American Bash.
Yeah, it might be possible, but I could have sworn the only person I knew of that won it in Baltimore was Ron Simmons. And I think that was a house show with that.
It was a house show. It was a house show, yes. So that's back in the day when you could win the belt at a house show and be champion and shit and come back on TV like I got the belt now.
Yeah, I never forget because I watched what was it Saturday night? Was it had to been a Saturday night show on TBS, or was it another show? I never forget when they were like, guys, we got a new champion, and you never believe who it was. And they said it was, they showed him like, whoa, Ron Simmons is the heavyweight champion. And in all honesty,
WCW main event in Baltimore, Maryland. Yep. 1992.
And the thing is, I think Ron Simmons was a fill-in for somebody because somebody got injured.
Sting got injured.
Yeah, and I think Flair, they wanted to give Flair a break, wasn't it?
No, Flair had went to WWE.
Oh, so that he dropped the belt and then went to WWF after that?
Luger was Flair had the belt. God damn it. This is 1991.
Luger never won that world championship.
He got hurt. You know what? He never did have a championship. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, he did. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
That's crazy. Well, he didn't deserve it. I'm not a fan of Lex Luger. He killed Miss Elizabeth. Allegedly.
Hey, that man's redeemed himself, Jamal.
Tell him flex for me. Tell him flex. Tell him flex. Go ahead. Tell him do one of these. Matter of fact, hold on, I got you. Tell him stand up and do one of these. Too soon? Okay. All right. Okay.
You're ridiculous.
The steroids got to him. Yeah, don't use steroids, kids. Anyway,
It was them PKs, them painkillers.
Damn it. So we got Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Okay. What is the next logical move? I got a reason behind this question. What's the next logical move for that faction?
It's going to be the Hurt Business 2.0. But I don't think MVP is going to be a part of that group.
Nope, I got you. The next logical move, okay, is to turn Bianca heel. Make that, and this is where the bloodline messed up because they could have used Tamina, they could have used Trinity, or they could have used Nia to bring it to that faction.
Well,
if they bring her in, now you could go up against the my favorite Mexican Little Guerrero in now.
Well, here's the hard part is that you have EO, you have this past week on SmackDown, you had them take out Bianca. Now, the hard part is that you have Charlotte Flair in this mix.
You're never not going to have Charlotte Flair. Jesus Christ.
But the hard part with Charlotte being involved is that Charlotte is always going to be like that anti-hero heel. We cheer because we respect her type character. Now, the only way Bianca like gets serious heat as a heel, which even might turn on WWE, is if she goes crazy on Charlotte for not backing her up. But she's going to have to like go loco on a strong baby face. It's just who's that baby face?
In my head, I just put through a couple scenarios of what could happen. You do a cut scene where Bianca's talking to her husband, and slowly but surely fades into the heel turn. You do some where Charlotte actually hits her husband, and then that fades, and then she goes crazy, and then she becomes that ultimate heel, make Charlotte a face, make her a heel, and then you continue on that, because at the end of the day, you'll put Hurt Business HB2, HB 2.0 versus again. No,
I got it. I got it. I got it.
There it is. See that?
So
wait. WWE, call us. We got you. Go ahead.
This week you just had the Street Profits defeat the Good Brothers. Who was out there with the Good Brothers this weekend?
No relation. Go ahead. Mia Chin.
Bingo. AJ versus Bobby.
Okay. Well, see that's your fractions. Man. You got three men and one woman, and that could be they could bring it in there.
Yeah. So maybe there's a situation where Michin and her are teammates, and they go against the tag team champions, or they go against somebody, and then Bianca just turns on her, and then you have a spoiler alert.
Factual.
Spoiler alert. You have a Survivor Series, classic Survivor Series match, the OC versus HB 2.0.
There you go.
That just happened. That just happened.
With the crescendo again is the Guerreros in them. That's the crescendo. You know what I mean? But I said that because I think that the WWE dropped the ball on Trinity. I mean, again, I think Sasha had a lot more to do with it. And speaking of which, we haven't heard too much about. You know what I mean?
Sasha is injured. One.
Yeah.
But Trinity, I mean, she's still the champion over in Impact, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to front. I saw something online. This transition that she did the I forget what they call it, but it's when you do a power driver from when you're bringing somebody in, and then she transitioned it into a submission hold. I was like, somebody's been practicing. But the hard part with Trinity or Naomi, whatever name we want to go with, uber athletic. I still think her ability to verbally connect with the fans is like her downfall. So hopefully she'll be better at being able to cut better promos.
Being with that bloodline, see what I did there? Do you really have to have a vocal connection with the fans? You with that family. So Jesus, gonna sound very bad. Smartest move ever. Smartest move ever. Is even married to that family, the Hart family, which half of them are dead, but I guess I don't count.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't taking shots. You got 2 members left. That's it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the Hart family dungeon is not looking good right now.
No, it's not. It's like the Dungeon of Doom, like literally, like shit. Everybody's gone. So sorry. Never going to get invited to Canada. Never. But no, that's she gonna be. I don't know. I would like to see her go against some talent. You know what I mean? I would like to see her. I'm not saying that TNA doesn't have talent, because they have talent. I take that back. I would like to see her go against Camille. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, and I think Camille, I mean, NWA is a good product, but I think Camille she's outgrown NWA. And
yes, I agree with you.
Well, if not outgrown, then she needs to be pushed. And maybe, I don't know if her going to AEW will push her, or maybe going to Japan will push her even more, like doing the Shimmer type of scenario. But she's
Shimmer takeover.
She's a fish in a decent sized pond, but it's now time for her to go to a river or a lake just to see how she can perform, because I think she can hold her own. And I think she's done some stuff in Mexico, right? Or was it ROH? Who did she go?
I think she did some stuff in Mexico.
Who did she face? No, didn't she face somebody in Impact? I think it was Impact. Was it Impact where she went against Mickey? She went against somebody where it was a cross promotion. And I think she was trying to win that belt. I want to say it was Impact.
I think she was. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. Though. No, it was Lucha Libre, AAA.
Okay.
She
against Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like the fact that she went to AAA as a phenomenal wrestling product.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as expanding herself, I wouldn't mind seeing a New Japan Shimmer, or the jury. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, folks. The jury is still out on AEW women. They have enough talent where it should be better than what the product is, and it's just not performing up to where it needs to perform. I'm
sorry. You had the sexiest champion in all of wrestling history that just dropped the belt, and you go tell me they don't have the talent?
Who are you talking about, Toni Storm?
No, I'm not talking about Toni Storm. I'm talking about the true queen herself, Jade Cargill.
She was TNT tomorrow. That she was the TNT.
You said AEW.
TBS.
You said AEW.
Yeah, I'm talking about that.
That's because they were scared to put her up there.
Well, she's taking a much needed break, and I hope as she's taking this break, she's even getting better on her in-ring ability. Promo wise, I think she's good. But her in-ring ability, if she can tie down that in-ring ability, she'll be dangerous.
And she was training with, before I was about to say that Camille came out of Team 3D Academy. That's what she came out of.
Yeah, Jade was allegedly, and well, I think he even said it. It was DB Brian Danielson is who she was training with.
I think she came. I want to say she came out of Booker T.
No,
she was trained by.
She was fresh. No. She was fresh up.
She came out of Cody's training camp.
Oh, the Nightmare Factory.
She was trained by Dustin, Keith Miller, QT Marshall, Sanjay Dutt, and Brian Danielson.
Yeah, DB or BD, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, he's the one that's been primarily working with her, but she just needs to tighten up on some stuff. I like her ring presence. I on this podcast I've said Jade is money. I mean, hey, just the guy that we were just talking about. If Hulk Hogan can get away with what he was getting away with for so long, why can't Jade?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, I think because
we've seen Hulk Hogan actually have moves. He was just restricted.
You know what? You are right, because in Japan, Hulk was.
Yeah. And for those that don't know what we're talking about, Google a video of Hulk Hogan and New Japan Wrestling. Yes.
Yeah.
He did more than 5 moves.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan was putting that work in the ring. He was more athletic than what Vince made him out to be. And
Hulk Hogan big shit too. Jeez.
Yeah, he was doing some stuff, and I'm like, okay, Hogan, I didn't know you had it in you, Vince. But that's because Vince always wanted his guys to be. He only wanted big guys to do big moves, and it limited the Vince. The one thing that we'll always have to understand, and I think Bischoff talked about this, and I'll be honest. I think a lot of people, when we look at wrestling, I think a lot of people will probably go Vince, Paul Heyman, Bill Watts, Vern Gagne, and probably put Eric Bischoff down bottom. But I'm sorry.
Who going that route? Oh, you froze. Damn.
Because Bischoff said in that Bash at the Beach, he said when he took over for WCW, he identified that Vince was not appealing to the 18 to 39 or 49-year-old man demographic. And that's why when he took over the WCW product, he went more towards the professional wrestling element and more reality than that gimmicky crap that Vince was doing. And when that shift happened, that's why WCW started to take over, because it was more reality based versus, no disrespect to the Undertaker,
Papa Shango.
yeah, that type of stuff. People were like, it's done. And I just think that Eric was a bright mind.
Vince did have the Brooklyn garbage guy. He did have him, so that was reality. He had the Junkyard Dog too. That's Jake and that snake. He had, yeah.
But even Junkyard Dog. Again, I'm just going to tell folks, if you have cable or if you have access to Vice TV, please watch this year's Dark Side of the Ring. I mean,
should be all on demand, right?
Yeah, they are. And I can't say if all these stories are true or not, but Junkyard Dog, the sad part is that Vince paid him a lot of money to be a mid-carder.
The guy, you get it.
And it's funny because when you think of music, and I'm gonna use your music analogy, everybody's like, do you want to sign the major or do you want to stay independent?
Yeah.
And Junkyard Dog, had he stayed independent, would probably have made more money independently, and eventually probably would have made it to WCW and probably would have been Flair's biggest opponent in the NWA WCW than when he went over to WWF and Vince just basically buried him. And
I mean, that's what he did with Dusty.
Yeah. And you know why? You know who the cattle who ties those two people together? Bill Watts. Bill Watts was the man in the South. Mm-hmm. He had the South region on lock. And when you watch the story on Junkyard Dog, Bill Watts was sad that Junkyard Dog left, but he still thought of him as just a nigger. I mean, he even said it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it like that, but black men in wrestling back then, you could be as good of a person, a great performer, a great wrestler, but at the end of the day, these promoters and a good majority of these wrestlers only saw you as a nigger. They didn't see you as one of the guys. They saw you as beneath.
Look at the time frame between, and I'll count The Rock, but look at the time frame between Ron Simmons winning the WCW championship, and that was the first in major wrestling history, major wrestling organizations, and then look at the time frame within The Rock. Like, that's ridiculous. And then after The Rock, it was Jumping Jack, what the fuck is his name? The fake Jamaican.
Kofi Kingston.
Kofi Kingston. Look at that time.
Well, are you talking about WWE belt? Because remember, Mark Henry held the world title before.
I'm talking about the WWE, the major title in WWE. They didn't count the world title as a major title.
Exactly.
I'm talking about major, because
WCW,
it was that belt in WCW, and then The Rock had that belt in WWE.
And let me ask you this, Jamal. I'll point this to the people. If we got some people watching and we're being interactive, if The Rock was not a part of that Hawaii whatever family,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
would he have been champion? Because his dad had charisma, had the body, never a top guy. He was only a tag team person. Butch Reed, he was with Butch Reed and Tony Atlas. Tony Atlas, body of a Greek god, only a tag team wrestler. Ernie Lang.
Yep.
I mean, you can go down the list of all these guys that could have been champion, but nobody trusted them, or nobody. I'm trying to think. I don't know if Junkyard Dog was a champion in New Orleans from a
I
regional
forgot.
perspective.
I forgot about shit. Sorry. I forgot about Booker T and Bobby Lashley. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But again, think about this. Think about this. Ron Simmons became champion because somebody got injured.
Yeah.
Booker T only became a champion because they asked if we could put the belt on anyone, who could it be?
Who's next, man? Right.
Kofi Kingston became champion because Daniel Bryan politicked for him, or Bryan Danielson politicked for him, and he ran that storyline of Kofi Mania. But Bobby Lashley, if it wasn't for Michael P.S. Hayes, I think Bobby Lashley would have been eventually a world champion in WWE. But because of the situation with Michael Hayes, when he was early in his career, he ended up leaving. So Bobby could have been a little bit earlier, but again, how long has wrestling been going on? And we're just talking about what on our
5 or 6.
And The Rock he's mixed.
He's mixed. Got Big E too.
Oh yeah, Big E. So when you look at it,
talk about 6 or 7, like that's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad. I mean, Junkyard Dog held the 6-man tag team championship in WCW. Stampede heavyweight championship 2 times. NWA championship, tag team championship twice, and Mid-South Wrestling Association heavyweight championship, Mid-South Louisiana and Mid-South North America. This is a lot of fucking words.
Yeah, that's when he was with Bill Watts, because he was making a crap ton of money. So that's why he was the champion. And the sad part about Junkyard Dog, and I'm just going off a base of what the story is, so I'm gonna say alleged. Because he made so much money, unfortunately, the drugs just totally blew all his money.
Oh, now I thought I saw something about him being with associated with Jazz, but it was he trained Jazz. Okay, yeah, that's a little Black history for y'all folks. They got this dude listed as Farouk and not Ron Simmons. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, so we're finally going to get a match a long time in the making. CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. I really hope that Samoa Joe kicks his ass. I'm tired of CM Punk.
Next topic.
Oh my God.
Samoa Joe, even though he can still get it done, is walking on. When it's all said and done, Samoa Joe's gonna be walking around like Kurt Angle, looking like a Neanderthal man because he's got bad legs and bad knees and bad hips. And
I think he takes more Angle, Foley.
Hulk Hogan's another one. Walks like a Neanderthal.
Hogan, and he blames on the leg drop, which is the dumbest shit ever. It's not the leg drop, bro. That's not why you hurt.
Well, you think about the impact on your butt to do that move. It is.
So at what point in time do you come up with a different move? Too late now.
You can't. That's been your moneymaker for many years.
Nah, yo, you go through. Who changed that? Hold up. Wait. Let's run this back. Bam Bam had the hit, but
so did Chris Benoit. We saw how they both ended up.
Wow.
And,
see, I wasn't even.
oh, wait,
see what
wait,
you
a
did?
wait a minute. I'll throw another one in there. So did he was the British part of the British Bulldog.
Oh, I know you're talking about the other British Bulldog.
The Dynamite Kid.
Guy. Well, I was going to say Vader changed his moves.
Listen here, Van Vader is one of my favorites.
Okay, he had multiple finishes.
Yeah, he had the Vader splash, and then he had that freaking moonsault, and then he had the power bomb.
So you can get multiple. I was thinking of some more. Macho Man had the elbow. Shit.
You know who was? You know how much we talk about Hulk Hogan being a boring wrestler? The Samoans are some boring wrestlers. They all do the same. The Samoan drop.
No.
The splash and the splash. That's it. Name me one Samoan that didn't do the Samoan drop or the splash.
They all do it. They all do it. Even
except for
Samoa Joe does it.
Except for
she did it too.
She never did a splash.
She was literally hurting everybody. Taking everybody out. What else we got going on? Nothing really in.
Well, this Saturday coming up is All In. I'm tired of them talking about they have all 70. What are they? 60 or 70,000 fans. I guess for an indie show, I guess it's big that they sold out Wembley. But
AEW still has a long way to go, bro. They're going in the right direction, but they got a long way to go. And I'm a fan of AEW. I like AEW, but they got a long way to go. Stop making up shit. Like when you see videos of the damn arenas and they're just not full. Stop pretending. Just be real. I break down the football. They need to break down the football.
I mean, the proof will be in the pudding this Saturday. Because if they said this thing is sold out as much as they say it is,
ain't no way in hell. Well, how many seats in Wembley Stadium? Ain't no way in hell they did that.
I think it's 60. I think it's 60,000. I mean, that's a soccer stadium, but plus you also have the field as well. So you could probably get 60 to 80.
Oh. How about I not do Wimbledon Stadium? All right. There we go. Wembley Stadium, not Wimbledon Stadium. All right. Oh. Oof.
What?
Ooh. Jesus.
What? Yeah. It can hold up to 80, 90, 100?
90. That's 90 without being on the field. So you add another couple hundred or 1,000 to that on the field. Ain't no way in hell they gonna fill up 90,000 people, yo.
No, they said it's no. They said it's sold out at 60 to 80,000.
No, it's not. It clearly says Wembley Stadium has 90,000 seats. It is the largest stadium in the UK.
Jamal, based on what they wanted.
So we only printed 60,000 tickets. So we sold all 60,000 tickets. We just go black out the other 30,000 seats.
You know what? You ever remember the line in Anchorman when he talked about Sex Panther? 60% of the time it works all the time.
Hey yo, this is crazy.
So you'll have 2/3 now.
Whoa. All Elite Wrestling is set to hold All In pay-per-view Sunday, August the 27th at Wembley Stadium in London, England. The show main event we'll see AEW champion MFJ versus Adam Cole. According to Wrestle Tickets, AEW has sold 80,056 tickets with 4,000 tickets remaining.
So they're not sold out.
80,000 tickets, yo? 80,000. It's not even 80,000 people in London, yo. You telling me that, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Okay.
Well,
all right.
But Jamal, you see, so this is kind of a double-edged sword because England wants WrestleMania back. So on the one edge of the sword, to show that England deserves WrestleMania, let's show up and show out for a major promotion show. That's the double-edged sword. That's the one side of the sword. On the other end, AEW is trying to show, hey, we can compete with WWE. This is our flagship show, and we're going to put on a show to show that we can compete with WWE's WrestleMania card. But you see,
you like 5 to 10 years out from being able to compete with them.
But you see how heavy they have on how far they've leaned to they have Osprey on the card. You have Saraya on the card, in which I have a feeling she's going to win the title. I think they took the belt off of Sheeta so that they can put it on Saraya. But that's for a spoiler alert, I think, for that one. Because they couldn't have Saraya beat Toni Storm. So they had to take the belt off of her, in my opinion.
All right. So you got Adam Cole versus MJF, CM Punk versus Samoa Joe, real world championship match. Oh, wow. Wow. That's what we're doing. Sheeta versus Toni Storm versus Saraya, and to be announced as a women's championship.
It's whatchamacallit, and it's Britt Baker.
Okay, Britt Baker. FTR versus the Young Bucks for the tag team championships. Darby and Sting versus Swerve and AR Fox, a coffin match. That's great. Didn't know other people besides Undertaker couldn't have a coffin. Okay, sorry. You got the Golden Elite versus the Bullet Club.
Dumb match, but go ahead.
That's Iwashi, Kyoto, Kenny, and Hangman versus Juice Robinson, Jay White, and I can't pronounce that name. Not even gonna fucking try.
Oh, you talking about the guy that's with Don Callis?
Yeah, that guy. You got Chris Jericho and Will Ospreay. Eddie Kingston and Lucha Brothers versus the Best Friends and the BCC. Damn, that's they way down the card now. And you got the Oz. What? Why are they doing it? The 0 hour pre-show match. You got Ozzy Open versus MJF and Adam Cole.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to push MJF to be a face, because what I think is going to end up happening, Cole is going to end up going heel.
That's stupid. That is dumb. MJF is the best heel in wrestling right now, besides Roman, because people just love to hate Roman.
But everybody's waiting for that moment that MJF is going to turn on Cole. But I think Roderick Strong is in my opinion, the ace in the hole to that particular turn. Or it could be where we think it's Roddy, it's Cole, and again you put MJF in another faction, and it could be the Kingdom, Roderick Strong, and MJF.
What happened to the guy that used to be in this faction?
Sean Spears?
No, American Is it American Dragons?
Oh, whatchamacallit never renewed his deal. Plus he's
No,
old.
not the.
You're talking about Kyle O'Reilly, and
Colorado. Yes, what happened to him?
last I heard he was injured, but he hasn't come back. But Red Dragon is not going to be a tag team because
Yeah, which
the
call
other
he
guy,
left? He's in TNA, right?
yeah, I thought either they or MLW, one of the two.
On August 3rd episode, Dynamite, Adam Cole and the Red Dragons turn on the Young Bucks. O'Reilly is currently sidelined with a neck injury. Okay. Oh, yo, he my man, yo. We on the same page. We both got the diabetes. No, not a thing to be. Shit. Okay. Blood Sugar Brothers. There we go. This guy over here. Jesus.
I just that card, I just don't see it as a card that's going to move me. They're gonna do all these stupid stunts to get over that night.
It's a gimmick fest, baby.
Like, I mean, that FTR and
well, is Cash Wheeler gonna be there?
Huh?
Is Cash Wheeler gonna be there?
Why you say that?
He got arrested.
When?
Gun charges. Oh, you ain't heard about that?
I did not. Newsflash for me.
Yeah. Let me get the article for you. This is the question. I lost my damn notes. He was arrested on the 18th for aggravated assault with a firearm. It was a charge related to an incident on July the 28th. Yeah.
What state? Florida or North Carolina?
Probably Texas. Hold on.
If it's Florida, you can use stand your ground.
Well, God damn it. Now I gotta find an article. Hold on. Let me do it this way. Notes to future self. Keep the third screen with all the notes on it. Don't touch the other two. Good job. Good job. Where we at? Where we at? My wife told me calm down the other day because we was at my daughter's school and I was playing some club music.
Uh-oh.
And my man, Miss Tony on.
They ain't ready yet down south.
But the chick in the other room, she's from Baltimore. I'm like, yo, we'll play some club music. No, I'm sorry, she's not from Baltimore because I'm from the great state of Baltimore. She was from DC County. So
yeah, it's Baltimore versus everybody in the state of Maryland.
You got the state of Baltimore, and then you got the surrounding counties.
Yeah,
or you call that Maryland, but no, the 51 state. Shit. I'm trying to find out what state this is in. I don't know. Florida. It was Florida. Stupid ass. What else happened in wrestling? Dying over here.
Yeah, I mean,
got the 75th. Why are they doing that? They got the NWA 75th anniversary is on the 26th and 27th of August. Same time as AEW. That makes a ton of sense.
That's a question we asked Buddy. Buddy could help us understand that one.
They got ECW versus Tyrus, Camille versus Natalia. They got the Matt Cardona Open Challenge. Love it, baby.
Did you see his entrance?
Violent J? Why? I don't
Did
care.
you
I'm never
see?
going to.
Did you see Matt Cardona's entrance this past weekend?
No, what happened?
So him and the little Aussie woman that was on NXT, you know, they had their little connection now. They rode to the ring in the Ghostbusters car, and they were called the Death Match Busters. They were going against Nick Gage and somebody else, but it was pretty creative. I give him his credit.
Wow. Okay, I see it at GCW. He really pulled up in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, with the song, even better. That's your guy.
Yo, no, I'm sticking with this one. This is the gimmick I'm sticking with. Matt Cardona is one of the greatest NWA champions ever. I'm sorry. Is an elite, but he's, oh my God. Why did he do this? Why did he do this? Wow.
And they had the full-on outfits too that said Death Match Busters on the back with Nick Gage's face.
No, it's Death Match Royalty. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow, it says Death Match Busters on the back of his. Oh my God. I give it to him, but oh my God. Okay. All right.
You know what? In all honesty,
the image of him leaving is great. It's just straight blood everywhere. Oh, let me see if I can.
Let me ask you this, Jamal.
I'm sorry.
He prides himself on being the indie god. And why has Matt Cardona, he did show up at AEW once, right? Or twice during the Cody time, right? Yes, he was there during the Cody time. He was. He did a couple matches. And then he went to, I want to say that's when he went to Impact. But why do you think Matt Cardona is not going back to AEW? That's a question I would ask. Is he holding out for WWE?
He's going back because his wife's there. Does it make sense for him to go back? You know what I mean? Plus is new, and it was using him only as a mid carder. I mean, he obviously got the talent to become a champion. He hype rose independent circuit after leaving AEW. He was in AEW in 2020.
He only did a couple matches, I think.
Saving Cody, All Out pay-per-view. That was it.
Yeah.
One day he went on his independent run. And now he's with NWA. He's with GCW and NWA right now.
So the question I ask is why something had to happen for him not to want to stay at AEW. I wonder if Cody told him don't do it. Or eventually he knew he's going back to WWE and he just wants to enjoy the freedom that he has because of the gimmick that he's holding on to right now.
I don't know. That's a very good question. I mean, I don't think they would use his talent in AEW. I mean, I would rather see him have him go down to AAA and work down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and do some
in New Japan.
And then part of me wants to say he's going to join a faction in MLW. Yes, I think he is joining. Yeah, he's doing a faction in MLW. So maybe he's just doing his tour duty. I'll be honest, when he comes back to WWE, he's still going to be a mid-carder. He's not going to be a guy that's going to be thrust.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to do the same thing they did with John Morrison, which was stupid. You know what I mean? John Morrison was a great champion, just like Drew McIntyre when he went over to TNA. They were all great champions outside of WWE. And then when he get back to WWE, they just do the same shit over and over again.
I think it was, in my opinion, it was Vince. That was all Vince's doing with John Morrison, because John Morrison should have been given an opportunity to lead. The guy has shown, he talks, he's a California guy, so he's going to talk and sound weird, but the guy is an instant classic performer when you put him in the ring. And he's shown the ability in multiple places. He did it in AAA. Did he have some time in CMLL? I know he was with Impact. I don't think he did much of anything in Japan. I would have loved to seen him in Japan. That would have been awesome in Japan. But he's shown he was the guy on what was the
Lucha
show that
Underground?
Yeah, Lucha Underground. He was the guy on Lucha Underground. So
Lucha
he's
Libre
shown
AAA, Impact, MLW.
Yeah, MLW, he was on there too.
Return back to AAA, return back to Independent, All Elite. He's in All Elite now. And return to MLW in January. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy has the ability to do it, but I just and the hard part as a fan, this is the part that about wrestling that we also have to understand. And I think we talked about it on this podcast. Not every guy wants to be the guy because they know what's the requirements of being the guy. I know that's a hard pill for us as wrestling fans to hear, but I believe there are a lot of guys that were slated or had the potential to be the guy, and they were like, no, I don't want it. And for us as fans, we're thinking, why they keep burying this guy? Why they keep burying this guy? And all the while, he was like, I'm fine with being where I just keep me at that middle to upper tier, and I'm cool with that. What?
This is a great analogy on what I watched last night because, granted, yes, I'm a 42-year-old father of 3 children, husband, male, adult, and I was watching one of Charlie Brown's side shows about what is the girl name? She's always saying like, yes, sir. She's with
Lucy?
Peppermint Patty.
Oh, Pep. Okay.
She was with Peppermint Patty, her. And basically she had, did everything for the school to get the school right. And they voted her in as the class president, and she didn't want it. She liked staying behind the scene. So, what you're saying is basically John Morrison is that guy, but he wants to stay behind the scenes on all the stuff. You know what I mean? And not become the head of the table.
Well, I don't know that. I don't know if that's the case or not.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But there are a lot of guys, like even when we look at Dolph, everybody thought Dolph was the second coming of Shawn Michaels, but it's just like he hit a ceiling, and it's just like we know this guy puts on great matches, but they just don't what happened? Now I know he decided to take the next phase of his career, which was being a comedian. And maybe he's like, I'd rather do my comedian life, have the flexibility to do that, rather than be the guy and have to be on the show in and out every night.
I wonder what the financial differences are between eventually becoming a champion.
But also look at it this way. And this, I think, further proves that point. Dolph just renegotiated his contract, had the opportunity to leave if he wanted to, if he felt he was the guy, and he's not getting that crack at WWE. And even with a more busier schedule than what he had, Dolph said, I'd rather stay in WWE than go elsewhere.
Because that's easy money. Because here's the thing, they're not going to use you all the time. If you're in that level, that mid-card level, WWE is not going to use you all the time. And they show them that they don't, which you got so much talent, you're just not using it. I can sit in the back and work out and I can get paid for just working out all the time. My body gonna be good. I can go do a couple comedy shows.
Yeah, I mean, look at another guy that you can look at, The Miz. The Miz is a guy who will go speak on behalf of the company, does movies, he's had that WrestleMania moment of beating John Cena.
The Miz is a superstar. As much as we don't want to admit it, or admit it, however you take on the Miz is a superstar. Not only can he wrestle, not only can he talk, not only can he be a heel, but he could turn around and go act and be okay. He's good. But what about your talent like King Puma?
Who?
You know what I mean? King Puma. That's Ricochet.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think he needs a title. Are they gonna give it to him? Probably not.
Well, he had the U.S. title, but he can't talk.
I don't want no mid-card shit.
Yeah, but the one thing
I agree, he can't talk. He can't talk. I agree.
But the one thing about Ricochet, can he perform in the ring? Yes, the guy can perform. But what is his issue is that, does he have a muscular build? Yes. But, and this is that WWE angle, could you believe him beating a Braun Strowman? Could you believe him beating an Omos? Now, I know we can throw out your favorite wrestler, one of your favorite wrestlers, Rey Mysterio.
I was about to say, they literally, Kevin Nash literally picked this dude up and threw him as a dart into a trailer. That's what he did. If you don't believe me, go back and look at it. I remember the episode of WCW Nitro. I was watching it. It was like, oh, wow, look at that. Damn. He just threw him into a trailer, face first. Oh, wow. Okay.
But the question, I mean, could Ricochet do it? Yes, but
Kofi and Ricochet are the same size.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I would love to have like a real conversation with some of these guys that have either been in wrestling. I know they probably can't give up the goods, but that would be a question. Fans like us get frustrated and angry because you don't get your moment or you don't get the opportunity to be the guy. Is it because
when we blow up and we can start, doing interviews to get backstage passes at WrestleMania, we can go to ask the question, because that is a very good, legit question. Fans, wrestling fans, true wrestling fans want to see you become champion. Is it your decision not to? Is it creative's decision not to? Or is it other factors that are holding you back from becoming that elite tier of championship, a champion? You know what I mean?
I mean, you look at Kofi. Kofi, when you look at him, I mean, early Kofi was kind of put together. Today's Kofi looks like a recovering.
What Kofi you was looking at? You talking about the Kofi where it was like Triple H was like, I thought you were Jamaican. Hold on.
Yeah, that before he got his chest caved in, Kofi. But even back then, I wouldn't have never thought Kofi Kingston as the champion. And even still today, I'm like, Kofi as the champion. It really didn't like blow my mind. Somebody like Bobby, I'm like, it's gotta happen. But Kofi, Ricochet,
that Bobby fits that, and I'm gonna use my language, sorry. That big nigga, mode that Vince likes.
Yeah.
That Brock, that Undertaker, that
larger than life characters.
You too big, nigga. No.
But I mean, that's why people like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart were kind of anomalies, because they weren't that prototype. They were just great workers in the ring, and somebody believed in them. And there you have two guys that were outside of. I mean, even when you look at Austin, was another one. Austin wasn't really a put together guy. I still say if Dwayne wasn't a half Samoan, would he have gotten that run? I don't think so.
I think so because I'm gonna say that I might have switched up my opinion, but he had the mic skills and he could wrestle. Even though he had the 5 moves of death. Yes.
No.
Yes.
When he was Rocky Maivia, he was trash.
Okay.
When he became
then he went into the Nation. Went to the Nation. He had his little white chair. You know, he was ready. You know, he taking niggas out on boats. Yes. He took his hat. He threw that bitch in the air. then he became the Rock.
Man, we've been going for a minute, haven't we?
About an hour and 30, a little bit less than an hour. Hold on one second. I'm with a question real quick for you. But yeah, I don't know. I like a small statured champion. You know what I mean? Not Jonathan Gresham or Rey Mysterio small, because that's too goddamn small. That's like they cannot get rides and roller coasters and shit like that. Not that small, but you know, I can see Dominic as a future champion. I like Finn Balor as a champion.
But Finn is even small.
No, he has a big heart. He's pretty big heart. Big heart.
I mean, the funny thing is when you look at we called him Neville, but when you look at Pac, he was short, but he was like way bigger. I mean, way bigger than than Finn Balor. But it just comes down to those larger than life characters. Those football guys or bigger are always going to be ones that the company are going to push because they think their bodies are more durable. It sells that the average guy can't do. I mean, Adam Cole, in all his greatness, could he have been WWE champion or a heavyweight champion? Yes. But Vince would never push that. Why? Because Adam Cole looks like a dad. He looks like your average dad that when you go pick up your child, he'd be like, hey, what's going on, Adam? How you feeling today? How's little Jimmy doing today?
But that's what people want. I want to be able to, and that's how Santa the snake name that they do. That's how he got over. I mean, he came in out the crowd and was like, yo, I'm gonna put you in a match. And he won the US title. Or
who?
The US title. Santino Morelli, or the snake.
Oh, Santino Marella?
That guy.
But he was an actual wrestler though.
So I Googled what categories would you use to judge the best professional wrestler? In-ring ability, charisma, entertainment, and value, versatility, storytelling, physical conditioning, achievements. Here's
Someone
the
is
best
at
one.
the front door.
Marketability, teamwork and safety, and legacy and impact. So that 7th one, marketability, is key. Yeah, I mean, can you market these guys? Because these guys are technically going to be the face of your company. You know what I mean? And I can see that with Ricochet. I can see that with.
Do you want to see Ricochet on the Today Show? Do you want to see Ricochet on? Do you want to see and hear Ricochet on First Take?
But you're not gonna put your face on First Take. You're gonna put your heel on First Take.
No, you wouldn't. No, you put the face of your company on First Take.
Well, I'm talking about your current gimmick, because Roman as a face was never on First Take. Nobody was on First Take.
Cena's been on there. Cena's been on the Today Show. Cena's been on Sports Center. Cena's been all over.
Cena is, again, you can market John Cena. He took the torch from Stone Cold and The Rock.
And I mean, even when you think of Roman is staying in character, but I don't want to hear Joe Ananoa talk. It's like watching paint dry.
Well, we can definitely see that because John Cena ripped him a new one when they went mic to mic. And then wait till his cousin come and he gonna rip him a new one too. Watch.
Who?
Watch.
Solo doesn't need to talk.
I'm not talking about Solo. I'm talking about Dwayne. Dwayne is, yes, I'm still doing this. He's going to be at WrestleMania. He's going to lose the belt on him.
As long as Dwayne doesn't do one of these numbers. Look, Jamal. I don't need you to do this.
Yeah.
Right? I don't need
hopefully he got enough time to prepare himself for this. But yeah, it's I don't know. Let's see what we got. What else we got, Chris?
Well, tickets went on sale for Mania. I know I'm already. I had secured my ticket to Mania, but I just went on there to Ticketmaster and said, "Hey, let's just see what's still out there for a 2-night ticket." Only thing that was left are floor seats. And if you really out here scheming and scamming, still got some of your stimulus money, maybe some of your tax return money, or maybe some Bitcoin money because it hasn't faltered, and you want to cash in. If you got a cool $3,000 or $5,000, you too go to WrestleMania and be on the floor. But this guy, I won't be on the floor. I got kids to feed.
Legit $3,000.
Yeah.
Seats. Section F3. Hell no. Why would you sit over there? F6,
that's the floor.
F1, F7, row 11 is $5,000.
Yeah.
F row 4 is $10,000. That's $20,000.
Yeah, so
to sit on the floor, but you're on camera. You're on camera.
So, that's why I said if you scheming and scamming,
you always have your WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, you cashing in some of your stocks and bonds and mutual funds. Maybe,
but I'm pretty sure it's in Philly. You gonna have a hustle man out there. We'll get you some tickets. Get him a DVD player.
I mean, second market. I mean, you can do resale, but good luck on that, because you're gonna get upcharged on that one. But
not no $10,000.
One thing I told somebody at work, I said the one thing about WrestleMania is even if you don't go to WrestleMania, you still have SmackDown and Raw, but there's going to be wrestling all throughout the Philly area that whole week and weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
you won't see AEW, but you will see probably. Well, you won't see ROH either now that they're a part of AEW. You'll probably see GCW. You'll probably see CZW. You'll see all these little crap offshoots that are going to pop up that weekend.
So for those that are, oh, come on, guy. Come on, guy. Hold on. For those that are interested, these are the current seats available still for WrestleMania. These are the remaining seats. The ones I selected was for $10,000 each. That's right around here.
Yeah, that's the TV side.
$10,000.
So
you'll Jamal, be on camera.
So now, Jamal, if you pull it down a little bit. No, I ain't say zoom out. I just said pull it down. Pause.
This guy. It won't go down. Like, it won't. Yeah, it won't. Am I down here? No, it won't let me do it.
No, go on your screen, hold your mouse, and then pull it down. It won't let you do it? Like, if you drag your mouse down?
Mm-mm. Oh,
yeah, there you go. There it is. Oh, down, not up. You're going up. Down. You
going this way?
Keep going.
You tell me where your seats are?
Yeah. So I'm going to be in the club level,
Okay.
second row on the TV
Right
side.
here.
Yeah, somewhere in around that area. I'm in C. I think I'm C2. I think it's the area I'm going to be in.
So you know I'm getting your ass right. You ain't telling nobody you was buying tickets.
Pause. What you're not going to do is get in any part of my butt. No, you won't. Listen. Just like I told the guy that goes much. I told y'all I was getting my ticket, and I'm not waiting on Gym Pop because I know how if you're not in line in Ticketmaster on time, you're gonna be in a conundrum like everybody else looking at $3,000 to $10,000 tickets.
Nah, I got that shit for $20, $10 a month. I must be right there front row with commentary.
Well, yes. Yeah, I put mine on. I could have bought it as one, paid it all out, but you got to be smart about your money. So I broke it down in 3 payments, and I'll get access to. See, I didn't go through Ticketmaster. I went through the concierge thing that was on the internet, and I'll go to I get concierge access to my chair, a specialized entrance. They give me a lanyard. If I want to go to the WWE shop, I get like some express.
I'm making sure you're gonna have a mic and give you some questions for interviews. So
Front.
yes, I'm get your get a little press pass and shit. That's what you need.
And then I will be able to go to the tailgates for both days, where they'll have multiple wrestlers that will come to the tailgates.
Yes, you will be mic'd up. I want interviews, and yeah, you will be mic'd up.
So listen, it's a one. I mean, it's not. I can always go to Mania, but when it's in your backyard and you got that opportunity to try to make the best of it, make the best of it.
Go see it.
Just like
as soon as they come to down south, I'm there. What?
Oh yeah, it'll probably be at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Boy, I don't know if they could have WrestleMania in Atlanta. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I'll be going to Florida again and see it.
If it's in Atlanta, it's gonna be just keep them jokers out them strip clubs.
Everybody. Cash will be over there. But yeah, so it'll happen. Have fun, you know what I mean? But you will have questions. I will, yes. God damn it, you will interview. Shit,
well, listen,
right up.
I'll try to do well. You have an iPhone now, right?
Yeah, Maul's got 2 phones.
Well, I need the iPhone phone number so I can record videos and maybe y'all can play it during the podcast.
Got you.
And or if you can get a Google Drive or a
off the air, yes.
Yeah. We'll plan it. We'll plan it out.
Okay, well, that's going to conclude our show for the week. Chris, I want to thank you again for joining us. I've been your host, Jamal Goode. You can follow me on Twitter on Jmal Forever.
It's not Twitter. It's X.
Yep, X. Sorry, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. What the hell? A Good Wrestling Pod 1 on X. You can follow me, Good Creations on Instagram. Get your wife some jewelries, and I'm here, all custom made by me and my daughter. And I got other stuff. Candle holders, shameless plug. Website coming in September. You can start buying. I'll get it shipped right to you. We got you. I do some Greek stuff too. We in there. So see when you stop. Anyway, Chris, I want to thank you again for joining the show. Go ahead and plug away, sir.
Hey, this was the Canfield edition. So all y'all that's in that 21207 Patterson Park Avenue. Yeah, Alter. What was it? Alter Drive, Alter Road,
Southern Cross.
Yeah.
Go.
East Ridge.
You go all that.
Yeah, all that. Baltimore County, baby. We the only 2 jokers that's gonna represent Baltimore County.
There you go. Go.
You can follow me on X at B_more like him. I'm on Instagram as On Deck Oven and Grill. I do need to get back to cooking again, but you know, my primary job calls me. That's why I'm in the hotel room right now, sweating of this Texas heat. Texas, why is it so hot? This is ridiculous. But it's all gravy though. Thanks Jamal for having me this week, my good brother.
Thank you, sir. Join us next week on another episode. This will be season 3, episode 5 next week. This week we just did question mark because somebody forgot. Yeah, anyway. We'll see you guys next week. Love y'all. Be safe.